Hello, American Patriots. Douglas Ducote here. If you haven't already heard, there has been another police officer shoot and kill a black person in America. This time it was in Atlanta, Georgia. And, as usual, the NAACP, Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, the new Black Panther Party, Black Lives Matter, all the members of the Black Caucus, all the members of the Democrat Party, the mayor of Atlanta, Black Lives Matter, all of them are calling for the immediate termination of the police officer and charges to be filed for murdering this poor, innocent black man, which is what's happening all across America, everywhere, every day. Police wake up. The first thing on their mind is, how many black people can I kill today? Utterly stupid for anyone to think this way. So, all of these people that are calling for the termination of this police officer saw the exact same video of the incident, which has been released, as well as the police initial investigation response to the video. And somehow, in their pea brains, they've managed to still come to the conclusion that this was not a justifiable action on the police officer's part. So, what happened? Atlanta, Georgia. Wendy's, that's right, the hamburger joint, calls the police and says there is a person in our drive-thru that has fallen asleep in their vehicle, it appears, or maybe they died, we don't know, and they're blocking the drive-thru. Police arrive, they make contact with the individual, they get him to step out of his car, he's black, they also smell alcohol, and they believe he's intoxicated. So they start to do a field sobriety test on him, at which time a confrontation takes place. The black man manages to take away from one of the police officers his taser and takes off running with it. The police officer goes in pursuit of the man. The man turns around with the taser, points it at the officer. The officer draws his service weapon and shoots him and kills him. Now, the attorney for the family of this now dead black man, innocent black man, the attorney says that the police are going to say that a taser is a deadly weapon, and therefore it's justifiable for the police officer to shoot him. Well, look, even the police chief stepped down, and now everybody's calling for the police officer to basically be sent to the gas chambers. I tell you what, anyone that believes it is okay for someone to remove an object from a police officer, in this case a taser, and take off with it, number one, is delusional. Number two, to then point it at the police officer and attempt to shoot him with his own taser, believes that's okay, is delusional. Yes, it is considered a non-lethal force weapon. But here's what I suggest you do. Especially the mayor and the attorney representing the family, who, by the way, the attorney said that no one deserves to die for sleeping in their car in a Wendy's parking lot. And I agree. If the police officer had walked up to the sleeping man in the car and just shot him and killed him, then your statement would hold water. But as I've explained to you and as the video shows, that is not what took place. So I suggest to the attorney, and I suggest to the mayor of Atlanta, and anybody else that's stupid enough to believe that this was not a justifiable shooting, that you do exactly what that officer had to do before he or she, across America, is authorized to carry a taser. And that is to be shot with one yourself. Go ahead. Go ahead, Mayor. Sign up to be shot with one yourself. Then put yourself in the position of the officer. A taser is not fun to be shot with. A taser has killed people before. It's stopped their hearts. It's not something to screw with. It's not something that an officer wants to deploy on anyone. It's a last resort before having to use your service revolver to kill that person. So, if he would have hit the officer with the taser, and now the officer is on the ground, flopping around like a fish, unable to use his muscles to protect himself, what do you think the black man would have done next? Maybe now removed his service revolver and shot and killed him? Oh no, that would never happen because he's an innocent black man that was just sleeping in a Wendy's and didn't deserve this. That's how stupid this shit has actually become. While I'm on the subject, let's talk about AOC real quick. AOC put out a message today, an email to all of her district, and said the following about everything that's taken place across America at the moment. As you all know too well, our district is in the throes of several crises. This week, the Congressional Black Caucus introduced the Justice in Policing Act to address the crisis of racism in law enforcement. I am proud to co-sponsor this bill, and I've included more background on it below. She goes on to say, also this week, I joined my colleagues, Representative Mark Tacanio and Chun Garcia, in introducing a bill that would prohibit the use of tear gas and any other chemical weapon by law enforcement. Tear gas, she says, was banned under the Geneva Protocol. If it cannot be used in war, it should not be used on our streets, particularly when so many medical professionals have stated that tear gas elevates the risk of transmission of COVID-19. Now, I'm going to read that to you again. According to this nice woman, AOC, this wonderful, outstanding congresswoman, according to her, medical professionals have now said that tear gas elevates the risk of transmission of COVID-19. That is a sitting member of the United States Congress. Now, AOC, I would like you to name, you said many medical professionals, name one that has an actual license to practice medicine in the United States of America that told you or anyone else that tear gas elevates the transmission of COVID-19. Tear gas elevates the risk of coronavirus. That's what she's telling her district. No, AOC, it does not. But thousands and thousands of protesters gathering together in any location in a city that is overrun by COVID-19 cases stands a chance of elevating the risk of COVID-19, you dumbass, not tear gas. Folks, as I speak, men and women in law enforcement are under attack. Not only that, pay attention closely to what's happening with the Black Lives Movement, the Black Panthers, and the rhetoric that's coming out of the Black Caucus as well as the NAACP. If you're white, you better fear for your life no different than those that were black back during the days between the end of slavery and, let's say, 1975. Because they're coming for you. You will start seeing a large amount of white people injured and killed in the United States of America for the reason of being white. We are about to go into an all-out civil war based on white and black that is being portrayed as the white man is overwhelmingly racist against the black man. And CNN and MSNBC are at the forefront of pushing this false narrative. You know what else you're going to see? And it's already happening. As I speak, it is happening. Law enforcement officers all across this country are saying, fuck it. I can't do my job. I can't even do what I was trained to do if I do it exactly by the book. I'm going to risk going to jail. I'm going to risk being fired. I'm going to risk not being able to take care of my family. Or I'm going to make that split-second hesitation to draw my weapon because of the actions that would happen. And I'm going to end up dead, which is already happening. As I speak, in the past 24 hours, 3 police officers in the United States of America have been killed in the line of duty. Police officers are walking off the job right now, all across America. No one is going to sign up to do the job of being a law enforcement officer. Who the hell wants to do that job if you will be labeled as a racist? Who? No one. So here's what's about to happen. I suggest you lock and load. I suggest if you don't own a weapon for self-protection or to protect your family, you better buy one. And the ammunition to go with it. If you don't have a concealed carry permit, I suggest you apply for one Monday morning. I suggest you be prepared for the chaos that is about to take place in America based on a false narrative and based on the fact, because of that false narrative, cops are quitting. And there will be no one in the near future to protect you when you're in an emergency and have to dial 911. It's going to be up to you. You are responsible for your own protection and your family. And if you think I'm bullshitting you, then you're delusional. We are at a crisis at the moment with law enforcement like we've never experienced ever. As a veteran law enforcement officer, as well as my military career, I feel really, really bad for the men and women in blue that sign up to protect and serve their communities. Law enforcement is under attack as is the white race. It's happening, my friends. Are you ready to protect your family? And the last thing I want to add to this video is what is still happening in Seattle, Washington right now. Antifa have taken over 6 city blocks to include a police precinct and the courthouse. And nothing's being done to stop them. I'd like to know where all the militia groups are that are so active on Facebook, that have been training and saying this day would come. Those that are so happy to pose with all their combat gear and their AR-15s to protect our Constitution. Where are you at? Why have you not descended on Seattle, Washington and taken back the city? Because the mayor and the police chief have surrendered to anarchy, to those that are destroying, pissing on, and taking a crap and wiping their ass with the Constitution of America. Where are you at? Furthermore, where in the hell is the federal government in this? Where are the Republicans not speaking up, going, what the shit is happening in Seattle? Stop this silliness now. We know the Democrats aren't going to do anything about it. What's happening to the America that I served honorably for? I don't know. I don't recognize it anymore. This ain't it. The hundreds of thousands of men and women that have paid the ultimate sacrifice through the years for our freedoms are rolling over in their graves at the moment, going, what the fuck did you just do, America? And why? As always, please say a prayer for our men and women serving the United States military, our veterans, our law enforcement officers, our first responders, our angel families, our blue and gold star families, our president, and our country. Prepare yourself for what is about to happen right here in our homeland. I hope you all have a wonderful and blessed evening. I'm Douglas Ducote, and I'll be seeing you soon.